How's it going, guys? This is me. I'm Justin. I don't have a hat on. My hair's short now, so I don't give a shit. But anyways, this is the February 4th, 2013 Monday Night Raw review. Before I start this review, let me just tell you something. There is a man. There is a real man in the world. I don't know if you guys know this man, but he's the WWE champion. And my co-host of this channel, Jake, does not care for The Rock very much, as you guys can tell. But I just find it ironic, and I want to share this. Jake is pretty much the Rock of the Tree of Woe show. Think about it. He shows up on pay-per-view reviews. He goes away for 3 to 4 weeks, comes back, watches the pay-per-view, does a video, takes some time off. I'm just saying. For hating The Rock so much, Jake seems to be a Rock-type character when it comes to the Tree of Woe show. And for those of you wondering why The Rock was not on the show tonight, if you watched the Super Bowl last night, you obviously know he was looking for more milk for those little girls. Give him a freaking break. My hell. And, what am I going to say? If any of you, I don't drink per se, but if any of you decide to play a drinking game and your code word was WWE app, you were probably hammered right now. So enjoy this review. The show starts with CM Punk coming out with no Paul Heyman. He goes directly to Justin Roberts, drags him into the ring, and makes Justin Roberts announce him as the People's Champion. He's still on that thing. Talks about the Chamber a little bit. Talks about how the whole thing with Paul Heyman and the Shield little video last week. He goes around the crowd asking if they saw him in the video, and everyone, of course, is like, no, because he wasn't in it. And he ends up saying the video was doctored. If Paul Heyman says it wasn't him, it wasn't him. And Vince McMahon deserved that attack for all the stuff he's put me through all this time. And then randomly Booker T comes out. He's like, as the general supervisor of supervising managers of Smack Raw, Vicky Guerrero has given me the opportunity tonight on Sunday Night Heat. Raw. Like, he botched so many things, but it was funny. He comes out and he basically says the fans are going to decide your fate. They get a vote for one of your 3 former WrestleMania opponents. So the choices were either Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, or Jericho, 26, 27, 28. But the only way you can vote is for the WWE app. And then we got a tutorial on how to use the app, and it was just bad news, but whatever. The first match of the night saw Ryback versus Antonio Cesaro. This match was better than I thought it was going to be as far as length-wise. Ryback did end up winning with Shell Shock. Cesaro tried to escape a few times during the match, but Ryback said, hey, come on back in here. And Ryback, like I said, does end up winning with Shell Shock, which obviously is not surprising. But like I said, it went a lot longer than I expected it to, so you got to take what you can get in this economy. And then we get Santino versus the returning Jack Swagger. He returned on SmackDown. If you guys didn't read the spoilers or watch SmackDown, he's back. The whole thing on SmackDown right now is all these guys are trying to impress Booker T to get their way into the Elimination Chamber match. And Jack Swagger has come back, and he's been whooping some ass in his 2 matches back, and he beat Santino with the ankle lock, which he now calls the Patriot Act. Awesome. So there you go. He's the real American Jack Swagger. So he's trying to get in the chamber. He's trying to get 2 in the chamber. And then we get a very pissed off Alberto Del Rio versus Cody Rhodes. And while Cody Rhodes is walking out, they announced that the Rhodes Scholars broke up. What in the holy hell? That was one of the better tag teams in a long time. They never got the tag titles, and all of a sudden they break up and just like randomly. It's not even act like it's a big deal. Whew, whatever. But Del Rio ends up making Cody Rhodes tap, and after it, he cuts one of the most babyface promos. Like, it was so weird here to it. I used to think you were all stupid, but now you are better, and I fight for the working people. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But Big Show ends up showing up on the Titantron, basically saying, hey, I want to fight you at Elimination Chamber, so we got to sign a contract. I'm up in this hotel. He's just chilling in a suit, just like acting like he's about to throw hundreds. But he's like, just have someone send over the contract, and we'll get the rematch at Elimination Chamber. So that was the end of that segment, and it kind of progressed throughout the night. But this was when we found out that Jericho won the poll, so Punk would face Jericho later in the night. Nothing wrong with that. And then we get Team Hell No arguing backstage, and Daniel Bryan's basically like saying, I can handle myself. Whatever happens, I want to impress Booker T to get in the chamber match. So no matter what happens, you stay back here. And Kane's like, all right. And then it was Daniel Bryan versus Rey Mysterio. Daniel Bryan ends up making Rey Mysterio tap, which was awesome. Speaking of awesome, I'm sitting there watching. I was like, oh, tap outs, yeah. Daniel Bryan beat Rey Mysterio. You, Rey Mysterio, you suck it. And all of a sudden, Mark Henry's music hits, and I said, shit. Mark Henry comes rumping, stumping out. Punches Daniel Bryan, just falls over. Goes in there, destroys Rey Mysterio, and then Sin Cara says, "This is a good time to go in there. I'm gonna try to beat up Mark Henry." Whoop. World's Strongest Slam on Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio. Mark Henry is back. Hopefully he's in the chamber, and hopefully he rips the chamber open. That's all I'm saying. But yes, welcome back, Marcus de Henry. Then we get. Oh, and then after the match, Daniel Bryan was, of course, where were you? And Kane's like, you told me to stay back. So that whole thing going. And then we got Sheamus versus Kane. Same sort of situation. It's getting down to what looks like the end of the match. Daniel Bryan runs out, starts distracting Kane, like, hey, where were you in my match? It just makes no sense. It's like, whatever. And then, so Kane gets distracted. Sheamus hits a bro kick for the win, 1, 2, 3. And then Daniel Bryan walks out like, shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was funny. And then we get the Miz TV segment with Paul Heyman. Miz is basically just grilling him about how, you did this, and you planned the Brock Lesnar attack on Vince McMahon, and you're this, and you're that. All of a sudden, Vicky Guerrero comes out, and she's like, no, Paul Heyman actually really did not do that. I did that. I signed Brock Lesnar to a contract trying to impress Vince McMahon, and now I feel terrible because he broke his hip, man. And I said, Brock Lesnar don't give a shit about your hip. That's what I said. And then Miz is, talking some garbage. I'm trying to think of what, noises. Oops. Okay. I thought the webcam froze. I was about to say, I am not about to restart this. So we just about did not get the review this week, because if it would have started over, I'd have been quite upset. But no, anyways, we were sitting there, and I can't remember. I don't know if there was anything that triggered it. I think he was just talking about how, when Vince McMahon comes back, you guys are both gonna get fired because you're stupid and you're just like, okay, well, this is awesome and all. The Miz is just wasting time. Nothing's good. Nothing. Bah! God, I love that song. Anyways, I don't know how that happened, but it just happens when I get in a good mood. But so Brock Lesnar obviously comes out. He gets in there, and Heyman's doing sort of the same thing he did last week. He's like, Miz, get out of the ring. Don't try to be a man right now. Leave the ring. And he wouldn't, of course. And he pushes Brock Lesnar. I said, you stupid bitch. And that was a bad idea. Brock Lesnar straight clotheslines for days. Throws him outside the ring. Throws chairs on him. He's throwing couches. Miz comes back for some more. And Brock Lesnar said, if you want it, you can get it. Let me know. F5 to the Miz. And then they leave. So another Brock Lesnar sighting. Oh, I love it. So, Miz, your face probably hurts right now. That's what you get for pushing. You don't push Brock Lesnar. How stupid are you? And then we get Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett in a match we've seen a whole lot of times, and I don't give a shit about anymore. But Randy Orton did get the win with the RKO. Yes. And then we get the Raw Active match, which everyone voted on, which I was actually excited for. Chris Jericho versus CM Punk. Pretty good match. There was some back and forth. There was a part where Jericho had the walls on Punk for a long time. And, you kept thinking, oh, maybe he's going to tap out. And then when you thought logically, you're like, oh, CM Punk's not going to lose. He's in the main event of Elimination Chamber against The Rock in 2 weeks. There's no way. And he did. He ended up maneuvering his way out of there. Ends up hitting the GTS. So Punk goes over Jericho clean, which no problem there. Obviously, Jericho doesn't mind doing it, and it doesn't make Jericho look any worse. So, yeah, that was a good match. You know, that's kind of that's one of the better things you could ask for on a Raw when it comes to a match. Just as far as it wasn't so obvious who was going to win. Like obviously when you thought about it, okay, Punk's going to win, but there were some moments where you were, I don't know. And then we get the announcement of the. I mean, this one was big all day. Like it was on ESPN. All of a sudden, I was like just typing some stuff for school, and all of a sudden I hear ESPN in the background, like WWE. I was like, what the hell? I was like, Bruno. So apparently, Bruno Sammartino said this. Okay, Vince McMahon, I forgive you. Or something. Or Triple H is a hell of a negotiator because he's the one that's been pushing for Bruno to get in there. But hey, Bruno Sammartino in the Hall of Fame. That's a solid 4 right there. So Hall of Fame's gonna be sick this year. I'm excited. Hopefully I'll be there. I'll just be in a suit just saying Bob Backlund. But then we cut back to the Big Show at the hotel one final time. There was a time in between that made no sense. A guy just delivered food and that was it. But this time, guy at the door has the contract. And you could tell he kept trying to interrupt and obviously be like, hey, Alberto Rio's outside the door. Big Show doesn't listen. He opens the door. Oh, anyways, during this little thing, Big Show's like, you're probably my biggest fan. I don't sign autographs. I don't do pictures. And at that time, I said, went on Twitter, at Tree of Woe Show, shameless plug, said, oh, Big Show doesn't take pictures with fans, ? False. And I posted a picture of me and the Big Show. So Big Show's a dirty liar. But Del Rio ends up getting the upper hand on Big Show, and then some people pop out of the elevator, and he's like, oh, my friend ate some bad Mexican food. It's okay. You guys keep walking. It was whatever. And then the main event segment of the night was Cena was going to call out the Shield, and it was like, oh, here we go. Which I find hilarious, that the Shield attacks everybody in the company, and no one cares. And then they touch John Cena. It's like, holy shit, investigation. I was like, what in the hell is going on? Like, all of a sudden, now it's so, well, we gotta find out everything about, like, everyone's freaking out. Like, I was like, all the time, now that we need answers. But that was funny. But instead of Cena, we got the Maddox. And speaking of the Maddox, let me go, hold on. I'll be right back. Just, everyone, cool your horses. I mean, it's the Maddox. It's a big moment. We gotta be real with the Maddox. It is I, Bradley Maddox. I am in the middle of the ring to cut a promo on the Shield, and I decided to do my Bane impression, talking about justice, and how I am the hero of the destination. I said, what the fuck are you doing, Brad Maddox? Why are you trying to sound like Bane? And he would not stop. He said, I am the hero, and I will stand against the Shield to prove my worth and injustice. And I said, oh my. I said, Bradley, you are not Bane. Quit trying to be Bane. You're not even too, yeah, I don't even know. Guys. Oh, that looks raw. Oh, shh. This might be the new look right now. I'm about to pop to school like this tomorrow. We're finishing the review like this. I don't give a shit. But, no, in all seriousness, Brad Maddox was trying to do the Bane voice. Let's not kid ourselves. It was really confusing. But the Shield ends up coming down, and they have mics. They're like, listen, thanks for the invite, but we don't need an invite. We were going to come down and whoop some ass anyways. So they come down and just beat down Brad Maddox bad. And then all of a sudden, Cena's music hits, and he's entering through the crowd how the Shield does. Ryback and Sheamus follow. Those three end up getting the upper hand, and then the Shield tries to escape up the ramp, but the whole roster comes out. And they stop them, and then they still get the upper hand, and then the Shield ends up retreating out of the crowd, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, they made the Shield look stupid because they ran away." Okay, it took the three biggest guys you could throw at them, plus the whole locker room. Like, that makes them look like, oh shit, these guys mean business. They need the whole damn roster to fight them. Oh, but this is badass. I don't know why I haven't done this before. But anyways, that was the end of Raw. So Raw ends with the three amigos just chilling. I think it would be cool if that's the second chamber match. Like, not just have a six-man match, but have it in the chamber where it's like tornado tag. You know, two guys start in the ring, another guy comes out, the Shield get the 2-1 upper hand, and then all of a sudden it's, I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for. But we'll have to see. But yeah, that was Raw for today. It was alright. The Rock was trying to get some milk, so get off his ass. But yeah, Let me know what you thought of this week's Raw in the comment section below. Subscribe down below. Like this video down below. And I will see you either later in the week or next Monday. But for now, goodbye.